For this one, I'm going to, excuse me. For this one, I'm going to show you a really easy and fast way to make really good looking realistic glass using V-Ray. So I have this little scene set up here, and we have ideally 2 wine glasses, and we could do like a glass bowl with some stuff in it. Real quick though, I have no lights in this scene, so let's go ahead and set them up real fast. Like I keep on saying, I like to do a dome light for generic lighting, and we can even turn this down a little bit. We don't need it to be very strong. Excuse me. And then I like to do, I'm going to actually do a sphere light for this one because I kind of want soft light to shine onto these glasses. Make that bigger. That should be fine. Let's just check out what our scene looks like for now. Make sure we are rendering using V-Ray, not Arnold. And render. Not bad. I'm going to up the multiplier on the sphere light to give it a little bit more shine. Let's try 40. Okay, I like that. That's good enough. So how do we do it? Very simple. Let's go ahead to our hypershade. Let's create a V-Ray material, and let's just rename this wine glass. Excellent. And it's super easy what you got to do. In fact, actually, let's change this shader ball so you can really see it. You're going to have your reflection and your refraction color. Take both of these sliders and completely turn them all the way up to white, the refraction and the reflection. You'll already be able to tell, especially if we change this to a sphere. Nope. Huh. Well, the shader ball doesn't want to show you, but your wine glass material preview over here already shows you that it's very clear. We really can't see anything. And let's go ahead and apply it, and we'll see what it looks like. Apply existing material, wine glass, apply existing material, wine glass, and they look clear, so we can already tell that this is going to work. At least we hope it does. And render current frame. And nice, we have a beautiful clear looking glass. We can see the way the light is refracting through it and changing the way the scene looks. Perfect, that's what we wanted. Cool, we're done. And it should, oh, we don't have a refraction layer, so let's do one more thing before we move on. Let's go back up to our render settings, and remember how we talked about the render elements? Let's go ahead and do a refraction layer. Let's do global illumination 2. And where's our other one? Lighting. Oh, and reflection. Just trying to think of all the ones we actually have. Specular we might need. I think that should be good. Okay, I'm not going to worry about changing all these right now because I'm not going to be doing full renders. Okay, let's try rendering that again because I want to show you the different layers. Okay, now we can see the refraction layers because we changed the refraction in here and make glass. So if you remember the other video, the V-Ray demo one that just kind of showed in general how to do a render with V-Ray, I talked about how that pink glass wasn't actually glass. It wasn't behaving like it. There was no light being reflected or refracted through it. That's because I couldn't change that material, change that material to a V-Ray material to do this to it. If we go to, whoops, that was a refract. Oh, I don't think I have global illumination turned on. Let's do that real fast, see how pretty it looks. Turn on. Awesome. And redo it. And now we can see that global illumination. I think this looks a lot better. I feel like I can actually see the glass better. Before it was a little hard to see, but we knew it was there. Lighting. Reflect, right? Exactly the way it should be. And specular. Which, oh, I guess we don't have any specular. I'm actually a little surprised about that. But anyway, this scene looks great already. What if we want to make blue glasses? How about that? Let's go ahead and add a quick material to this background too, just for contrast. Assign new material. I'm just going to do a basic V-Ray material. And let's make it something kind of brownish. Maybe like a table. There we go. And now let's go back to our wine glass material and let's make it blue. So how do you think we do that? Like usual, we'll go to our diffuse color Add a little bit of a blue hue, and cool. That obviously did it, right? We're done. We're great. We're doing our job. Not quite. Because we are focusing on reflection and refraction, our diffuse color actually won't have an effect if we just do the diffuse color. Now, the problem with changing this diffuse color, it can kind of cause issues when we actually try to put color into our glasses. And it also makes the glasses a little bit more opaque or not clear like we want. Like we can already see here in the texture, it's starting to mess with it, which is not what we want. Don't change the reflection color unless you're going for a stylistic thing. Reflections typically are going to be white, but of course you do have creative freedom. It's just not usually the one you're going to change. The one you're usually going to change is going to be the refraction color. So I'm going to go ahead and click this blue again. Now, that's a weird thing that just happened, right? It just changed like this weird red color. Let's see what happens now when I render. Okay, they're blue now, but they're not nearly as see-through as before. That's not what we want. It looks cool. It looks like a glass that is like made out of ceramics or something, but it's not what we want. That's because of the diffuse color. We messed around with this, so it gave it more of an opaque look to it. A very simple solution is just to take this diffuse color amount right below it and just reduce that to 0. Now, we can reduce it just a little bit to keep some of that opaqueness, as we can see here. Actually, let me just bring up the V-Ray and let me do a section. There we go. So now we can see that this glass is going to be more transparent than this glass, which is great. But we want pure, clear glass. We want it to look like it's blue tinted glass, not like blue painted glass. And there we go. Because we completely turned down the diffuse color, which is like the overall color, we now look like we have just blue tinted glass that got blown or something like that. Unfortunately, it's kind of an ugly color because there's brown in the background. I didn't really think about the blue and the brown that much. But we can see in the highlights and in the refracted light through it that it is blue. So let's keep on playing with things. How about this bowl? Why don't we make a new type of material for it? Go over here, new V-Ray material. Let's call this one glass bowl. Remember, we're not going to touch diffuse color. If we just leave it alone, it won't even have an impact. Up refraction, up reflection, and I want to make this like a red color. That sounds good. Maybe something not as harshly bright. Now you might notice that your refraction color will come down, the refraction color slider will come down. Just turn this back up again to keep it as clear as possible. Of course you can lower it if you want to be like maybe a little bit less opaque or something like that, but typically just leave it up. Let's apply that. Oops, an existing material, glass bowl. And I'm going to create a quick material just for these little ball things. And we're just going to do a black material. So I will just turn that diffuse down. Nope, I didn't mean to assign new material, I'm going to assign existing. Material, V-Ray 4. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's our scene. Render it. Okay, our blue bowl is looking a little bit too opaque. That must be because of our diffuse. Usually if you don't touch it, it seems to not do anything, but unfortunately it is right now. It kind of looks like turquoise right now, which is cool because you can get different effects with it, but turquoise isn't what we want. We want a blue glass bowl. So simply let's go over to our, whoops, not wine glasses, our glass bowl, and wait a minute, it's not even supposed to be blue. Did I apply the wrong one to it? Maybe. I don't think I did. I think it's because of diffuse color. But we can see how the diffuse color can mess with our color for our glass. So let's just turn that down. We don't need it. And just to make sure, I'm going to reassign the material. And let's make sure everything else is still working correctly. Diffuse color amount turned down. Refraction good. Where's my reflection? Reflection good. Okay, everything else should be fine. So now let's try it. There we go. That's looking better. That's what we want. So there we go. That's a very fast and easy way to do glass for your scene and have it look absolutely fantastic. Excuse me. Have it look very good with very little work too. And of course, you can continue playing with the settings and do a lot of different things with it. The only limit is your imagination, so please have fun making beautiful glass objects in your scenes.